first phase of Silica City being cleared. Cop in Quindon Bacchus case released on bail. Fire leaves former cricket coach homeless. And Trinidad wants in on energy corridor. I am Noriko Bulford, and this is Uncut News. To see news happening, send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. On Wednesday, Junior Minister of Housing Susan Rodriguez visited the site earmarked for the first phase of Silica City, the planned urban center which will be located near Karuru on the Linden-Soestdijk Highway. She said, quote, Silica City will have in its first phase about 3,000 acres of land, but we are starting to do the land clearing for the first 185 acres, which will feature the Innovation Village and the first 400 young professional homes, end quote. Rodriguez said the ministry has already begun shortlisting persons for the homes. The president touched down in Trinidad yesterday afternoon for a state visit. The visit is a follow-up to the Prime Minister's visit, during which a memorandum of understanding was signed between the two nations. Our president said, quote, we will be going through what they are doing, the evolution of their industrial development, manufacturing. We will go through the MOU to look at areas where we can move forward very quickly, and that is directly between Guyana and Trinidad in agriculture, the removal of the trade barriers which we have been working on for the last few months, end quote. The second half of his visit will see his participation in the Trinidad and Tobago Agri-Investment Forum. There, CARICOM leaders will assess progress made to reduce the region's food import bill by 25% by 2025. Last night, Azruddin Mohammed took to Facebook to accuse one of his competitors in the gold industry of being the driving force behind the corruption allegations leveled against him and other members of the Guyana police force. He accused the actions of the gold dealer, which he did not name, as being malicious in nature and ultimately unfounded in nature. And we'll just leave it at that. A dramatic chase of 3 robbery suspects ended in a gunfight and the police rescuing a kidnapped taxi driver. According to the police, a patrol ended up chasing the car to Mandela Road, where it crashed into a parapet. The police then said they exchanged gunfire with 2 of the suspects who are currently in the hospital under police guard. The taxi driver who they carjacked was found in the trunk of the Toyota Allion. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2016 Suzuki Jimmy Sierra 4-wheel drive. It comes with regular and low-range 4-wheel drive, mag rims, new tires, TV, CD, fog lamps, back camera, and much more. Buy cash for $3.4 million or pay as low as $700,000 down with around $67,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lama Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet deal. 35-year-old former police sergeant Damian McLennan was granted $250,000 bail in the High Court after spending more than a month on remand. McLennan was charged with obstructing the course of justice in the murder investigation of Quindon Bacchus. On July 5th, along with Lance Corporal Thurston Simon, McLennan and Simon were charged for allegedly perverting the course of justice by providing false information to investigators. He was remanded until his attorney, Bernard De Silva, successfully applied for bail. 29-year-old taxi driver Jermaine Bailey has been accused with the attempted murder of Bimal Veersamy and Ryan Joseph. He is accused of being one of the gunmen suspected to have fired upon the 2 men on August 9th in Melanie on the East Coast. He was remanded to prison until August 29th, 2022. Yesterday, Jeremy Roach was charged with murder. He was accused of fatally stabbing 20-year-old Owen Young during a fight in Perseverance, he spunked Demerara. He was not required to plead to the indictable charge and was remanded to prison until September the 11th, 2022. On Wednesday, workers at the GRDB Research Center at Burma picketed the management of the station as they continued to deduct union fees even though they asked for that to be stopped months ago. Several months ago, The employees reportedly voted for Gawu to represent them instead of the UAAW, as they felt that the UAAW was not adequately representing their interests. Additionally, the workers were picketing their working conditions, which they find intolerable. So, you need a part for your truck and you looked your eyeballs out and can't find it? Did you check Powered Automotive? Get high-quality DAF, International, Freightliner, Bedford TM, or Scammell truck parts at the lowest prices at Powered Automotive. Visit them at Lot 1161 EE Eccles, or call them on telephone number 6970171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Over in Berbice, on Wednesday, a house fire in New Amsterdam left 74-year-old former West Indies cricket coach Carlton Sinclair homeless. The fire service responded promptly, but nevertheless, the entire wooden building was already engulfed in flames by the time they reached. Sinclair was not at home at the time of the fire. On Friday, Bibi Sharima Gopaul and her former lover Jarvis Small will know the fate of their convictions for the 2010 murder of Gopaul's 16-year-old daughter, Nisa, whose remains were found in a suitcase dumped at a creek along the Soestdijk-Linden Highway. The CCJ, which heard the appeals to their convictions and sentences, will be delivering its judgment on Friday afternoon. In 2015, Sharima Gopaul was sentenced to 106 years in prison and Small to 96 years. They appealed that sentence and managed to have it reduced to 45 years each. Still unsatisfied, they are again seeking to reduce that number further. Additionally, Small is demanding that his case be examined separately from Gopaul's. Now for today's oil update. According to our nation's president, Trinidad wants in on our plans to create a regional energy corridor between Suriname, Guyana, and Brazil. So, in addition to agriculture, he and Trinidad's Prime Minister are expected to further discuss energy collaboration. He said, quote, "The Prime Minister has expressed Trinidad's willingness to work with Guyana and Suriname in the development of our gas resource and look at other opportunities in the energy sector," end quote. Trinidad had first expressed interest in the corridor back in June of this year after the MOU that was signed between the two nations. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now for our uncut news, viewers poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Last night I asked, what questions do you have for us at Uncut News? Lash said, longtime fan and viewer. One question. I think I missed most of July's episodes because of the timing of the episodes became irregular. I usually look out for you guys at 8ish. My question is, will you guys regularize the timing of episodes, or is there some unavoidable challenge you're managing? Either way, keep up the good work, team. You know, to be honest, we've actually been having some technical issues as of late, and seeing as we don't have big budgets like some other newscasts, we're seeking more sponsorship to upgrade the equipment and other things around here, so we won't have all of these technical issues you've been seeing thus far. Nevertheless, thank you for watching, and we really will try as hard as possible to bring you the news for 8 o'clock. Dimitri V says, why do Guyanese people complain about the conditions they are forced to live in, but when it comes to rally and be unified to confront the problem, they are quiet? Honestly, I believe that for some, it might be fear. For others, it's greed. Honestly, you'd be surprised how many people actually enjoy the lawlessness that goes on in this nation. It's disgusting, but such is life. And the second question is, what do you believe are the top 3 things Guyana needs to be progressive? Well, many things, but if I'd have to narrow it down to 3, I'd say, number 1, we need a democratic constitution that guarantees the rights of all citizens and addresses the deep historical anxieties that exist between the ethnic groups in Guyana. There are deep and historical issues that need to be addressed, and addressing it in a colorblind issue will actually be counterproductive. Number 2, we need a comprehensive nationwide war on poverty and mental illness. This can't be an afterthought. This has to be at the forefront of every single move our nation's government does. And number 3, we need citizens who are unafraid to fight for their rights. Simply put, what good is a nation of freedoms if you have a nation of people who are too cowardly to exercise them. Now, before we get to tonight's question, you can multiply your cash by selling digital top-up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for tonight's question. How do you feel about Trinidad's interest in Guyana? Do you believe it's genuine? Is it all for the money? Or does it even matter to you? I want you to think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Gopaul saying good night, folks.